Hey guys, I'm Zenji2011 and welcome to the second episode of Sprite Builders. Just to let you guys know, I have a Facebook page. If you want to request any sprites you want me to build, or just stuff like that, or if you want to ask me questions of how I became a Sprite Builder, just go on to it, go like it! I'll put a link down there in the hell bar. So today I am building Amaterasu from Okami. Now, a lot of you people who know a wee bit about Amaterasu is because you've played Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Yes, that's who I'm building. The White Wolf. If you don't know what he looks like, there's a sprite picture at the bottom left corner as usual from my previous video. Now, I know a lot of you people know a little bit about Amaterasu, but there's some things you don't actually know about the origin of Amaterasu. There's like tons of stuff you need to know, but if in order for me to tell you about Amaterasu, I must go further back to 100 years ago. And by that I mean tell you about the game Okami. So, let's get cracking. To start off, Okami was originally released for the PlayStation 2 on the 20th of April 2006 for Japan, 19th of September for America, and then it was released for both Europe and Australia in February 2007. Europe had the 9th and Australia had the 14th. Once more, Okami was re-released to the Wii a year later, Japan got it in 2009, and for the PlayStation 3 users, you just got it last year. Now, the story starts off 100 years ago in a village called Kamiki Village, a peaceful, relaxing place, but with a dark secret. You see, an 8-headed demon named Orochi has threatened this lovely village to sacrifice a beautiful woman, and if they refuse, he would destroy the village. Who does that remind you of? Orochimaru? Luckily, Orochi was sealed away by the work of both warriors named Shiranui, a white wolf, and Nagi, a swordsman. But then 100 years later, Nagi's descendant, Susanoo, breaks Orochi's deal since he didn't believe in legends and proved them to be false. And once again, Orochi is free to do what he loves best, by placing a curse on the village. And that's where Amaterasu, or as my friends called her, Ami, was summoned along with her friend Ashin, to stop Orochi from total destruction and save the world from the demon king known as Yami, who takes 4 forms. Okay, let's have a look at our sprite so far. Okay, so I'm pretty much getting there. I mean, it's a giant dog we're dealing with. But there's something you should know about Amaterasu. And instead of telling you about the game as well, let me just tell you a little bit of history about Amaterasu. So let's go over to the history bit. Okami was indeed based off Japan's myths, legends and religion. See, it started when Izanagi, the god of all gods and goddesses, washed his face from the pollutants of Yomi, which means underworld. Since then, he created 2 gods and a goddess, who those 3 became siblings. Amaterasu was born from the left eye, Tsukiyomi was from the right, and Susanoo, this is the part I feel sorry for, he was born from the nose. Now those 3 are siblings, but they all have a meaning. Amaterasu was the goddess of the sun, Tsukiyomi was the god of the moon, and Susanoo was the Shinto god for both sea and storm. Now, some pretty good information about Japan's religion, myths, legends. They're really good, and I recommend you to learn some good stuff about it. Now, let's return to focusing on the video game now. It wasn't long before fans of Okami have began attributing her. Just like my previous episode of Poison, there is mostly fan art and cosplay. There was no doujinshi, unless if I seen it mistakenly and it is one. Anyway. And cosplays of any form, from human style to fursuits, and yes, they even cosplayed actual dogs. But that's not all. Amaterasu became so popular, they decided to put her in the next game, which is the smash hit crossover game Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Later on though, since more and more popularity was increasing to both the video game and Amaterasu, thanks to MVC3, Capcom released a sequel to Okami called Okami. This bit sets off 9 months after the events of the first one, where the main character is the child of Amaterasu, named Chibi-Taratsu. Put it this way, from a serious adult wolf to a cute, adorable puppy! Ah! It was released for the DS in March 2011 for the rest of the world and Japan 2010. Okay, I think that's pretty much sums up the origin of Japan's myths, legends, and other game relations. Let's return to see how my progress is doing, shall we? Well, once again, another sprite has been made, and here it is, Amaterasu. I hope you had a great time watching this, and please subscribe to this channel and like this video, and go to my liking page. Once shout out to Chloe and CJ for voting, and Gail for recommending me Amaterasu. So, I hope you learned a valuable lesson, and next month, I'm going to build another sprite. Here it is, here's the mysterious picture, who could it be? I'll tell you in the next video. Until then, here's a nice little picture of Amaterasu. Do enjoy.